Let's draw a train, got a favorite railroad, got a favorite locomotive, just let me know. Let's draw a train, get your pencils and pens. Let's draw a train, it's time to begin. As we are working on the Illinois Central SD40A cab, one good logo to draw is the Illinois Central eyeball logo from the orange and white era. And this is actually a larger circle template I have. It actually goes down all the way to the smaller sizes. This is a good template to have for when you're doing things like the Illinois Central logo on hopper cars and box cars, which is where you'd see this logo quite often, especially in the larger size. Now, the one thing about the Illinois Central logo is it's very symmetrical. So this circle's about 2¼ inches, so a little over an inch. It's always maybe a good idea to maybe draw not an imaginary line, but sort of a very faint line up the middle, so that you have sort of a guide, and then just a tiny bit on each side of it is where you put the two sides of the eye, and then kind of judge it from the bottom. Almost touches at the edge over here, but the one thing about it as it starts to go is what it is it's a piece of rail, and the bottom it's shaped obviously like a piece of rail, and it has the bevel on the top. And after lots of years, I lots of times find myself shaping and reshaping. And what it is to get both sides of it looking the same, which I've mentioned several times, is you kind of want to get both sides, like on something as symmetrical as this, you want to get them as close as you can, but then as long as they're fairly close, and see. You kind of look at one side versus the other, and what you kind of do is you look at both sides and say, which one maybe looks more like the IC logo, and then you start working on the other side. And there's a big dot of the I as it makes the I and the C. I, C. And then we basically go around it with the ballpoint pen. Go around the top, again with a circle. And here, like with a ballpoint pen, you can kind of, there are places, like here's like a place where you can kind of like look at it and say, like, maybe I want to pull it in a little bit more, like that. Pull it in a little bit more, make it look like that. The one thing, if you at all like the way yours looks, don't do a whole lot of this kind of stuff, because the truth of the matter is, over time, what I'm sort of showing you there is something that I do on drawings. Is like when you really start to look at them and see little tiny changes you want to make, like this one's a little bit taller than that one. This is kind of how you sort of start to, but right as you're starting and you really just want to get a lot of practice in, whenever the drawings are really even at all close to the concept, I recommend moving on and basically getting it done. Because through the years, and here we go with the black brush pen, and like on the cabs or anywhere, you kind of go against the edges. But as I was saying, trying to fix a lot of drawings, I've almost wrecked more drawings trying to fix them than I've ever made drawings better. And there, basically. Go the other direction. And when you're working on this stage of putting the brush paint, you can even hear that my description of the drawing, I'm more paying attention to the drawing. And this is the IC logo, as I said. We've all kind of seen it. It's actually really one of the neater logos of railroading. And there we go.